everybody, it's Emma again, and I'm just welcoming you back to my studio. I'm in here today looking through all my, you hear the paper rustling, I'm just having a little bit through some of my printing stuff. I was going to have a sort out, and I thought, well, actually maybe you'd like to see the sort of stuff that I use, that I keep in my box for when I'm doing painting and printing. I've got all sorts of papers. I never throw anything away. Typical artist, I think, actually. If you want an excuse not to throw anything away, just be an artist, because then nobody looks at you twice if you've got a pile of stuff everywhere in your studio. So I'm very lucky. I have a big studio, fortunately, so that just basically means I can keep a lot of stuff, which is really funny. So I've got all sorts. This is some really nice paper that came with a bunch of flowers or a plant or something. It's a lovely grey colour on one side, and then it's got nice brown paper on the other side. I've got things that I've painted over different times. I really like to paint fabric. If you take lace, for example, and you can paint it with emulsion or acrylic paint, whatever you've got in, you can then create really nice stiff pieces which you can stitch onto things, or you can cut shapes from, or you can do more printing with. You can put more paint on the surface and print off onto paper. So I've got all sorts of bits of, like, this is really nice. This was a piece of net curtain that I bought, and it's been the most useful piece of fabric ever, because it's really useful for embellishing. If I use my embellishing machine on it, it rips it to shreds. But this is where I've painted it and turned it into like a sheet. And some more lacy bits. I've got lots and lots of lacy bits. This is just calico. That makes a nice sound. Anybody who's into ASMR, that makes a nice gentle sound. So nothing fancy, nothing posh, just scraps of things. This is, I don't think, see this has got a bit of a grey sheen going to it. I think I must have printed off some grey. It doesn't always work fantastically when you print, you know, it may not come as clear as you'd like it to, but you get a nice impression of lace when you print out onto it. Oh, these are some funny little bits which I don't know if you can see. I've kind of printed and stitched and cut little bits up and made little tiny pieces of work. And this one, oh, this one's actually nice. This has got some writing on it. I've printed out onto a piece of tracing paper and then stitched it on. So there's all these little scraps. Nothing's, as I say, I throw nothing away in my studio. Oh, look at this. This is real treasures. This is some stitching that didn't go quite right on some calico that I painted. And look at that, isn't that lovely? And you get these lovely little holes in it as well. Where can you see the little dots? Yeah. And I love these little threads. I don't even know how I could achieve that again, really. So there's piles and piles of these things. Some of them I'll use again. Some of them I may not. That's another bit of lace. Look at that nice little grey lace. This piece is some of that, one of those leaves that you can buy that's ready, sort of skeletonized. And I put some seed heads from, I think it's a dandelion, and then I've put a piece of wax paper across the top to sort of seal it in and stitched it in. So I'm not quite sure why this is in the printing box. It's obviously just got in there as a sort of a stray affair. But I also have nice things like this. Look at this lovely stuff. Isn't that nice? And you can either tear that up and put strips of it onto things to add texture, or you can use it for printing. It's got a different look on the other side. So it's more like a honeycomb on the other side. Nice pieces of corrugated cardboard are very, very useful. Again, you can tear them, you can paint them, you can print from them. And then mostly after that, I think it's kind of music sheets. I'm not so good with bits of music sheets. I tried them. I've got a book that I dropped in the bath, which is really, really useful. I kind of use that if I want to put text onto a page. I just tear the pages out from that. And I think that's most of the treasures in there, in that particular box. The other thing I was going to tell you about was printing, doing sort of monoprints using a piece of old perspex that I got from I think it was a frame piece that I didn't really want the glass in it because it's just perspex, but it's absolutely brilliant for spreading paint onto acrylic It works really well. And then you can put a piece of paper on top. You can make patterns, you can draw on the back, you can use, you can print patterns on it to start with and then put your paper on top and rub it. If you want to just use your hand over the top, you get a nice printed page to take away. I happen to have a roller, so I can use a roller as well. And this is how actually I do all my, sorry about the crash, I do all my pages in my sketchbook now. When I'm starting a new project, I like to have a sketchbook full of all the sort of thoughts and ideas that are going to go into the project. So this is a piece that I've just printed off that Perspex, and it's got some really nice patterns on it and textures on it, just from, I think I used a piece of cling film or plastic or something and just dabbed and daubed on the Perspex, and then the other, but definitely on the other side, that's cling film or something that I've used there. You get these really nice crinkly effects. So maybe I'll do a little video at some point about all the different things you can achieve using paint and Perspex, or paint and a piece of glass. I do use glass sometimes. It's just a bit more dangerous, possibly a bit more scary if you broke it. So anyway, that's just some random things in a box in my studio today. I hope it might have entertained you. It might make you go and look at some of your scrap bits and bobs that you might like to do some creating with another day with some paint. And that's all for today. Thanks for listening. I hope you're having a good time, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, having a little bit of fun and just living your life. That's all for now. Bye for now.